I wanted to like Ivor the Invisible. It sounded interesting. We have a great voice cast. The animation itself is really beautiful, but honestly, I found this to be really boring. Definitely okay for younger children because of some of the silly humour in this, which I'll talk about in a moment, but I personally got nothing out of this other than, as I said, enjoying the actual animation. Visually, it's really pretty. The story and the character of Ivor, not so much. This was released in 2001. It's written by Raymond Briggs, directed by Hilary Audis, and we have a voice cast including Albey Brookes, Jane Horrocks, Timothy Spall, Alison Steadman, to name just a few. And this is about a boy called John, and he has a new imaginary friend called Ivor, needless to say. And Ivor is, we are told, a giant, and he is a very mischievous character, but not necessarily very likeable. I think for young children, or children in general, there might be some humour in this. For example, Ivor writes some silly words on the chalkboard at school. Obviously, nobody can see Ivor, so they don't know it's Ivor doing it. But John is able to deduce that that's what's going on. So that kind of humour might appeal to young viewers, but I didn't find the narrative to be interesting. I don't think the things that happened in it were very fascinating or moving or meaningful, and the ending I just didn't like at all. It just felt like everything fell, well, I was going to say everything fell flat, but it never really raised itself that high to then fall flat. It just didn't go anywhere, and I never really understood what I was supposed to be getting out of this. Yes, for some children it might be silly fun, and maybe one could argue it's a sweet story about a boy and his invisible friend, but I didn't get any emotions out of this. I'm the kind of person who would cry at the smallest, slightest thing, and the fact that this made me feel nothing is not a good sign. The animation is beautiful. Visually, it is really stunning. The narrative is boring, poorly written, poorly constructed, and Ivor is not a likeable character. John's fine. I have no opinions about John as a protagonist. He's not too bad. I feel like the average child could relate to John in some ways. So I guess that was done well, the writing of John, but not the writing of Ivor, and not the writing of the narrative. So it isn't great. But the animation is pretty. Credit where credit is due. But other than that, I most certainly don't recommend it.